Hey, beautiful people. Hope you all are doing very well today. Welcome back to the Young, Black, and Independent show where we discuss a variety of topics to help young Black folks live lives that are spiritually fulfilled, lives that are value added, lives that are less materialistic, and lives that are financially independent. I'm your host, Sil, and today I'd like us to talk about a very sensitive topic to my fellow brothers and sisters in Africa, and that is money doesn't fall from trees abroad. Oh, let me take a deep breath. Okay, so first off, I left Africa not so long ago, so I totally am on the side of the person in the diaspora, and also on the side of the person who is in Africa. Okay, so I think it's a level playing field. Now, I came across my cousin did send this video clip to me yesterday, and she said to me that, what's your opinion? When she sent it to me, she's like, sis, what's your opinion? Okay, on the video clip, there's this young lady who is on the panel of French people. She was talking from France. And she said that she thinks that the government should stop people from sending money over to Africa because it is contributing to towards the second country, or towards the income of the second country, and that it has pushed people in Africa to become lazy. They just sit around and wait for money in order to fund their lifestyle. Now, whilst I thought what she was saying made a lot of sense to me, but I don't think that it should be based on a legislation. I personally believe the reason why I started this Young and Independent project is because I believe that there is need for education, for a mindset switch, for a culture overhaul. The status quo cannot be left, unchanged, or they cannot not be an attempt to change this mindset. The poor people in Africa, people who are really poor, so is the case in all countries in the world. I'm telling you, there are people in the UK that go without food. So it's not an African thing. There are poor and rich people in the world. Even in the time of Jesus, there were people who had plenty and there were people who had nothing. They've always been beggars in the world. Africa is a beautiful continent. It has a lot of riches. Cameroon in particular is Africa in miniature. Cameroon has got everything. They've got the land, they've got the weather, they've got the resilience, they've got brilliant minds, they've got intelligent people, they've got a growing young population, everything. The same is true for the rest of Africa. But my problem is the fact that people in Africa don't know this. They feel that going abroad is reaching the goal of all times. No, it's not the goal of all times. I totally disagree. Being here abroad, and also haven't lived in Africa all my life, literally, bush is not a bed of roses. As a matter of fact, if I had a job opportunity that could afford me the financial comfort that I have being here, I would go back home tomorrow. Literally, tomorrow. And I'm really strongly thinking about going back home to create a business. But this is the problem. The problem is the dishonesty of the people back in Cameroon. And in most parts of Africa, it's not just me. There's so many, people complaining. People in the diaspora are complaining. They're in pain. They work so hard. I'm telling you, if you're lazy in Africa, you will never make it abroad. You won't. Life is very tough out here. Literally, you don't see anyone to come and say, oh, let me stay with the kids for a second. Oh, no, you're working, you've got kids, you're sick. Who cares? No one gives a toss. Nobody cares. Even your own family members, even your own mother tells you that you need to inform her well ahead of time before you come and dump your kids on her. It's a very egocentric society. So you and you alone have to make your sacrifices. You have to bend over. You have to do the things that you have to do to get the things that you want. That's life abroad. It's not like in Africa or in Cameroon in particular where you have an auntie or a grandma or an uncle or a cousin who can do things for you for free. No. Childcare is around 1.5 million CFA. Yeah. It's very expensive. Guess what? If you're working, you have to pay for childcare. If you leave your child at home alone, you will get into serious trouble. The state is just going to step in and say, oh, what a horrible parent you are. Horrible parents you are. They'll take your kid from you and they'll put them into the system. Money doesn't fall from the tree, guys. People make sacrifices abroad. When they send money to you, it's for you to do something that adds value to your life. Not to go and sit in a bar to drink or to look for women. It's not to buy expensive shoes. Shoes that people who are working for that money cannot even think of buying. Why? Because they want to pinch here, take there, sacrifice here, put together and send to you back home. We understand that the dynamics, the economic difficulty. We understand the regimes under which most African countries are being, governed. We know these things. I particularly know because I grew up in Cameroon. But for you to think that by the time or from the time you get on the plane and land in England or in London, you'll just go and find money in the streets, I'm sorry. There's so many black people. I should start making videos. There's so many black people in the streets in London begging for money. They don't have. So are there white people. It's not a color thing. It's not. So if you think that coming abroad is the end of your life struggle, I'm sorry. You are fooling yourself. Have a rethink. Think about it again. People are making sacrifices. I mean, if you're going to eat chicken chips for £1, that's 750 francs, and then you're sending £50 to Africa, who is better off? The person who has worked for £51, he keeps £1 to eat chicken chips to keep his tummy, afloat, or the person who gets £50. I remember my cousin telling me that she sent money to a friend one time, and her friend said to her, her friend posted something on her status and said, oh, thank you so much, my friend, you're the best. Thank you so much for the 25,000, even though it's small. No, she didn't say the amount. She said, thank you so much for the money, even though it's small. Can you imagine the effrontery? Can you imagine? Not only do we go and work in the cold, I mean, your kidneys could literally freeze out. You run behind the bus. You jump on the train. You're literally always on the go. You walk long distances just to economize from the bus fare or the train fare or the Uber fare. And you send the money to Cameroon and someone says, even though it's small. Wow, bravo, guys. Bravo. Even though it's small, it's a shame. It's a big shame. And most of these people, you know what? When they come abroad, even a penny, no one in Africa is going to see. Because they just don't have the right mindset. It breaks my heart when people in Africa make so many demands and are so ungrateful when these demands are met. I remember sending a phone to my brother and he said, what kind of cheap phone is this? The camera is not even good. I want an S7. S7 that I wasn't even using at the time. Oh Lord, if only he knew how much sacrifices I made to be able to save that money to buy him that phone. God help him. I personally think that the people who truly need help are people who are destitute. I personally believe that the people who need help are orphans, young children who cannot fend for themselves. But as long as you've got 2 hands, you've got 2 legs, you've got eyes, you've got all your senses, why am I sending money to you? What am I sending money to you for? If you're well. My cousin was saying yesterday, if your mother is sick and all that. She's not talking about sick parents. She's talking about people who sit around, do nothing, and expect money from abroad. There's so many of them. So many. I remember receiving a message in my Facebook feed, a messenger. Hi, see, I beg, for those who understand pidgin language, I beg, send me some money so I want to do something. I was like, what? This is someone who did not even care when I was in Cameroon. Look, I don't pick money in the streets abroad. I work for it. And you know what? When people say, abroad you earn £3,000. Yes, you earn £3,000 and you spend £2,600 paying bills. And then you need to save the £400. In Cameroon, you earn 200K. You can get a house for 25,000 or to 40K and all that. So the standard of living abroad is very high. For people to put money together and send to you, I tell you, you have to cherish it. You have to cherish it. You can also send money to people abroad. Why not? Why not? I remember sending money to my brother when he was in quotes, bush. I sent him money, 25K. I remember. You can also send money to people who are abroad. Because sometimes they go through stuff that you cannot even wrap your finger around. You cannot even handle it. So yes, dear Africans, money doesn't fall from the tree. People abroad have bills to pay. Literally, if you don't pay your rent, you're chalked out. There's nothing like, Oga landlord, please give me some time. No. And nothing like that. No rent out in the street, homeless, sleep in your car if you like, sleep in the street, under the bridge. No one gives a toss. No one cares. In Africa, if you don't have a place to stay, there's an auntie, uncle, cousin, a girlfriend, boyfriend, and all that. It's not the case in bush. So people work very hard to pay for these things because without the money, they will be homeless. If you don't pay your bills, your lights just go out because you have to recharge your card. Your lights just go out and you stay in the dark. No one comes to ask you any question. No one cares. If you don't have money, you cannot get on the train or on the bus. You trek. So yes, money doesn't fall from trees. People have so many part-time jobs. Literally, people are sleeping in the bus. It's the time that you use to commute from one job to the other that you even nap a little. You go and wash bombs here. You leave from here, go and package things in that factory over there. You leave from that factory over there and you go to this McDonald's to go and serve burgers. Look, it's tough. something that 99.9% of you will not do. And then you ask someone, oh, do you have any cash in hand jobs? You go and sweep the streets. Oh, you can. I mean, people are doing all sorts of stuff to be able to have money that they send to you. Things that you will never accept to do. Yet you see the money and say, even though it is small. Banza, even though it is small. Let me catch you. That's why when I see people sending messages to my inbox, oh, Sylvie, please for money, I just look at the message and like, are you joking? Like, are you joking? I remember telling a friend who was asking me she said, oh, she contacted me and said, oh, she needs capital to start a business. It's something that she's really thought about and she would love to do it and all that. And she said she needed 300K. So I said, okay, can I see the business plan? Then I said to her, actually, we've got some products in Cameroon for a business that we owned previously and we're no longer, into that business. You can sell the products, raise the capital and put it into your own business. And then once your business takes off, you can give the money back to me. She said, oh, actually, no, that's not what she wants. She's not really very fond of selling things. She just wants 300K. She doesn't want to sell things to raise the money. Oh, God. I should take my hard-earned 300K and give you, and then come and sell. Wait, I should find a way to sell the things and give you the 300K. Thank you, Auntie. Anyway, money doesn't fall from trees, guys. Money doesn't fall from trees. You guys too can send money to people abroad. As a matter of fact, this Christmas, I'm expecting some of you to text me and say, I've sent you a MoneyGram, so that I can also enjoy Christmas the way you guys enjoy lavish Christmas lifestyles back in Africa. No offense to anyone, just telling the truth. Just saying it out how it is and keeping it real. I send money to my mom. Yeah, of course I send money to my mom. My mom is she's amazing. She's into so many charitable works. She's very kind. She's very generous and all that. But I'm not sending money to anyone who has 2 hands, 2 legs, who is whole and who can work. I'm not doing it. Because you know what? You have to teach someone how to catch a fish and not give them fish all the time. And secondly, if people know that their livelihood depends on their hard work, they will go out and get the work. If you don't have where to stay, you will work to find money to pay rent to stay under your own roof. Okay? But if I'm sending, or if your father left the house and you get to sleep underneath the roof every single day, then why bother? Why even bother? Why even bother? Do you guys know the meaning of survival instincts? That's when I listened to that girl yesterday, that's what came to mind. That perhaps this will instigate survival instinct in Africans. My prayer is for these corrupt governments to go away, for things to change. But I swear that people can have the bare minimum if they work hard, if they're innovative, if they put their gifts, their talents that God has given them to work. If they push themselves, they can have the bare minimum to survive, and they can keep their pride rather than begging money from left, right, center, from all the people who are abroad. No, you guys, try and have some shame. Try and have some shame. Don't sell shame and buy disgrace. Please. We love you so much, us from the diaspora, but we also like for you to be self-sufficient, to be independent, and for you to make good use of the money that is sent to you. I'd love to support orphan children. In fact, I want to start a foundation to pay tuition for orphan children who are very, very deprived. Yeah. And I also want to start a foundation to help widows, because I know it's tough for those two categories of people. But for the rest of you all, strong men who have women, who have girlfriends, left, right, center, please go and work, I beg. Go and work. Go and look for work. Okay? All right, I've said my own no. I hope you liked this episode. If you did, please share it with a friend to annoy them. To make them come at me and curse me. I don't care. Jokes aside, please share this episode. You can also follow us on Facebook, Young and Independent People, and Young and Independent Community, those two groups on Facebook. On Twitter, we are Young and Independent. On Instagram, we are Young and Independent 35. And on YouTube, Young and Independent. Also, look out for our amazing life-changing articles. We post job opportunities every once a week, every Monday. And you can get all this information on www.youngandindependent.com. Learn how to start a business, how to upscale your business. There's so many amazing articles on there. How to stop procrastinating, how to manage your time so that you stop begging for money. You start making your own money. Literally, this girl went and sat on this panel and disrespected our people by saying all those things, but it was the truth. We shouldn't let this happen. We are the ones who have empowered her to go and say these things because it is real. At least the bad seeds. There are people who receive money from abroad and they do amazing things with it. I give credit to them. I really do give credit to them. They start a business, they change their lives. But unfortunately, most people don't make anything out of that money because they underlook it, they underestimate it, and they feel that there's a permanent source of money which is being picked from the streets abroad that will be sent to them back in Africa, which is absolutely wrong and is total bullshit. Do have a lovely day and take care. Bye-bye.